Team Bold's brought out against it? You know, you'd imagine this is a lineup from Alliance that Team Bold would have been prepared for. Do you like what they've done here?
Pretty good, like some cool answers. I think the DK is a really nice last pick for them to get that solid lockdown. I like how they addressed what they saw immediately too, the Hoodwink versus the Tidehunter. Though, as we've seen a lot of the times, they like to get the jump on Team Ball. They like to be the ones that are initiating, and now they do have a break mechanic versus the Tidehunter. So if you do break him with that ulti, you focus him completely down, you actually can kill the Tide, and I feel like the Tide is everything for Alliance's draft in these team fights. So, yeah, we'll see how it all plays out, and they still continue, like with Weehaw, with his Wind Ranger.
Yep.
As we all know, it's one of his favorite heroes that he plays so much. Let's see how he's able to do versus some heavy burst damage that is coming out from Team Bald. Yeah, it should be a fun one. A lot of minus armor, a lot of ways to control Roshan on the side of Alliance. If they do get like one successful fight as well, can see them just barreling down buildings very quickly. But Team Bald has a very strong lineup. Lots of stuns. They kind of cover all their bases with their draft.
The battle begins.
Yeah, when you look at that draft from Alliance, as you said, the power that it's going to have in the mid game if they're able to group up and go. If that doesn't sort of work out, is this a game where Medusa out-carries that of Alliance in the late game?
I would say so, yeah. The Scotty timing, like Scotty's just amazing versus these range cores. And you even pick a secondary range core into it, so that's where I feel like it just jams it up even more. Like Scotty MKB timing or something on this Dusa eventually, and it's just going to be insane.
All right.
He's going to just be able to fully control the game and just be too tanky, perhaps. But it's all going to be how much they're able to get out of the map on Alliance if they're able to press an advantage early with their Ravages and with their Luna group up. Which I feel like that's kind of what they want to do. They want to play with an advantage on the side of Alliance for the most part this game.
All right, well, seems like with the lane setups, we're not going to see anything too crazy.
Nope.
What does this sort of mean for the dual lanes? Who's having a tough time here?
I've seen Tide and this Weaver always have a good time, personally, so I don't see them really shutting that down. But I don't know if the Deuce is going to be shut down too much. I think I still see her have some decent farm. Oh, what happened? Oh, I think there's just some muting.
Oh, the whole of Alliance have Team Ball muted.
Probably.
Are you getting it? Can you get? Well, we'll have the admin on it, I'm sure.
I can message one of them. Let me see.
There we go.
Okay, they saw it in time.
There we go.
Okay. I mean, mid-matchup, Storm's going to have a free farm one. Weehaw should be able to farm himself too. But yeah, let's see how these all go down. They did actually get the wave under the tower. Can be a little difficult sometimes for Medusa to last hit under it. But Gork will at least get 2.
Yeah. And what is it that sort of feels nice to you about this last, the DK coming in for Radix?
I think it's just an incredibly strong hero that's on the rise. And they also, their Mars and their Centaur was taken out, which I think the Mars would have been slightly better. But I don't know, DK for me, China's first picking it. This new timing with your Shard is unbelievable how much damage it does because it lingers. So it's always going to do at least it's going to do like 500 damage in a stun or more every single time when you get a connection. Feels really strong, good tempo setter, and it's just a really good front line for them. I wanted them to have a secondary frontline hero besides the Medusa and somebody else to start the fights because as we saw last game, they looked really good when they had the Centaur plus the Storm having these double initiators. But in the first game, you could see a little lackluster initiation, right? It was like Excalibur was having to just force the issue really hard every time. So I like that they have a secondary one. And it's a good coddle pairing. Chakra plus Dragon Tail, you're able to get like double stuns off later on pretty consistently.
See how well Stiman's able to keep this lane momentum top to allow Nico Baby to get safe farm.
Should be a bit safer on the Luna than on the Medusa, I would say. So he should be having a pretty good time on Nico Baby up here.
That's going to be a nice way of pushing in for Radix.
Yeah, they never can pressure the DK. That's the one thing. DK's going to get full free farm up here, but Nico Baby should as well. So, I mean, all 3 lanes look like they should be able to farm pretty evenly on all sides. I just could see some people bottom.
Bottom lane.
Oh,
they got him. They got him down there. First blood as they take out Symmetrical. Pablo will get chased a bit by Aramis, but Aramis has got to be careful himself. Also falling low. First blood, ladies and gentlemen, for Team Bold down bottom.
That's really impressive. I didn't think that they would be able to do it. Just I guess
take down the Tide.
Constant harassment, I guess, from both ranged heroes, just clicking him over and over again. I feel like that doesn't happen too often. But he did it up for Gush, and he has the Anchor Smash, so maybe he wasn't in range for Anchor to stop some of that damage since they're both ranged.
On top lane, Ixon in the correct moment to back out of there. A little low on the regen bottom. Gorg's got a few charges on his stick there. Should be fine.
That's a huge kill. And who ends up getting it as well? It was Pablo who took it. Okay.
Pablo gets the first blood.
But still, it's like any time when you can kill this offlaner, now you have a pretty big advantage. He's going to be a tiny bit under-leveled. You're going to have a bit more than you maybe expected. And they're going aggro on Gork.
I see, he's got the stick charges, and that'll be enough to keep him safe. They can't finish him off.
I don't like when I see that happen, though. When you go for these type of kills under tower and you're using bugs, you're just feeding gold. That was like 60 gold, and that happened twice now. So he's fed 120 gold, I believe, off the bugs now to these two heroes down here. So it does add up. It's not insignificant. Okay, 3. They missed one of the last hits, but yeah. It adds, like, those type of things do make a difference. It's a full last hit.
CS at the moment for the cause. It's the slowest for symmetrical. It's 11 CS.
Yep.
Everyone else in the 20s.
And I didn't expect Tide to be that far behind when he's got the Weaver at his side, so big win for Team Ball down here. And we are seeing Excalibur pull ahead as well in the mid lane.
Get Pablo this time.
The bugs.
Ooh, okay, the bugs will do it. Are able to get them in, and Pablo will die, so Alliance strike back.
Nicely done. And as I was mentioning, Excalibur, it's like that trade farm in the mid lane, but he's been stacking his small camp. That's why you see it so accelerated, 36 last hits. That's more than there's actually been spawned in the mid lane, but yeah, he did stack small and farm to stack up, so. Bit surprising they didn't go for the block on the small camp when he is a Wind Ranger versus Storm matchup. Because the Storm can just force the lane out better than a Wind Ranger and always has that opportunity to farm.
We're going to have this move from Stamanen coming in mid.
Okay. This is a cool way to shut down the Storm early. He's just before he's going to be getting 6 too, so if he's able to connect, it would be pretty huge for Weehaw. But man, this is insane. They keep shoving the tight end around the lane. And there's huge stacks also for this Medusa. Team Ball, they're setting themselves up really nicely in this early game. And
they're going to try and catch Excalibur here. He's going to go straight for the TP out.
Oh.
He's actually going to hold back on it because he knows the Shackle was going to be there. And he's still alive. I mean, they'll get him. It takes a lot, but they do get him. They get the job done. They're able to get rid of Excalibur as they hope to do so before he hits the 6.
That's a great move from Stormanen. And now the TP's on cooldown. Also, since he tried to use it, go back to base, he's got to waltz his way back out. So Weehaw very happy off of that one. But yeah, I mean, this bottom lane is the biggest one. I did not know if Gork was going to have this absolute free farm with double range, but he's getting the full free farm. It's working out perfect for them. And the DK is pulling even ahead of the Luna. He's slowing down some of the farm, just stunning and getting denies, as we see right there.
Yeah, Radix has been crushing it this series.
Yeah, he's playing really well. Almost has Treads finished up, double bracer. Like, no way you can zone this DK. And it's annoying. Like, the Breathe Fire damage reduction is something we will have to always look and put into play versus a Luna as well. Even, like, on the one side, there's an Anchor Smash. On the other side, there's a Breathe Fire.
Likes him. Gets a haste rune, and with that, can take out the courier. Over in the mid. Looking for Excalibur. See if they can kill him a second time, but there, he hits the 6. He's able to zip to safety. He's actually going to turn his efforts over towards Weehaw. Weehaw missing the power shot. He'll go down. They've got the mana left to zip over towards chasing out Stamanen as well. As Team Bold, they'll react and they'll deal with the 2 heroes, trying to make plays in the mid. Excalibur hitting level 6 there at the crucial moment.
Double support's just really emphasizing to protect him too, like the rotations. This is pretty cool that you see a Coddle making the moves around like that. Usually he's like just stacking and everything like that, but he's playing around his teammates, and Chakra is so useful for the Storm. And they do mess up a little. Double sentry placed from the side of Team Bald around this bottom side, but nothing big. Just a little bit of lost gold. And they're gonna bring the Weaver up.
They're gonna try and kill Radix, but Radix is gonna have the backup coming in.
Only has level 1 Dragon's Blood though, but he's actually going aggressive himself a bit.
As the stick charges, they should, and they'll have a fair bit of damage, but a great bushwhack. Holds back the 2 of them. They've still got the snowball to chase. Ixon is going to have a big blast coming out here as, I mean, Radix falls, but they'll be able to chase down Nico Baby Bullets with stick charges. He's getting kind of blocked a little bit by the creeps. One more hit. Pablo, he's got the bushwhack. Pablo. They'll take down the carry. Aramis is trying to chase for Pablo in return, but Pablo's hiding in the trees, and Aramis is just going to end up feeding his life to Gorg. As Gorg, he'll pick up a second one from this movement. Team Bold again. Just ahead of Alliance in regards to these early game movements. We've seen it sort of in all 3 games. For Gorg in particular, he's not afraid to move very, very early.
I mean, that was such a smart TP, right? They were so quick about getting up there and backing up the DK. And they just turn. I like that they don't just like try to run away with him. He's like, all right, I'm dying, but I'm gonna get my nukes off. And they get hit with a 3-man breathe fire, 3-man blast into a 3-man snake.
And now for the stacks.
Oh yeah. And I think Excalibur, he needs to take this one in particular. Of course, they want to obviously leave maybe as many as possible for the Medusa, but he's had a little bit of a rough one. He has to catch back up after the death in the mid lane.
And interesting that Excalibur's eyeing up a different build this game on his Storm. He's got the Orchid. What do you think sort of changed his approach this game?
I think he can just get a lot of solo kills on this Wind Ranger. If he gets the pre-Orchid before Wind Run, it's easy kill. Same thing for the Weaver.
Go for Rajix. I'll use the Ravage for that one.
Okay.
And gets the job done. They'll get the kill, and with Nico Baby down here, Alliance should be able to take this tier 1.
It's a big kill and does allow them to get that tower, but that does mean Ravage is going to be down for the next 2 minutes, so Team Bald may be looking like they could take advantage of that because they're going to have Dragon Form up right when DK respawns, and they can probably look to actually take a more important tower, the mid one. I think if Rajic would like to, he TP's mid and tries to emphasize a bit of a push there since there is no Ravage. Let's see where he goes. Right now, just still walking to bottom, so not going to look to actually pressure mid, but could have been an opportunity. How's our 6s looking? How's the supports? Level 6 on both Ixon and Pablo, since they've been so active early on. Very early.
Quick shot onto Stamana. He'll get down to the low ground, but the damage is done. Ixon gets the kill. And WEU's got to get out of it. He's got the safety of Symmetrical by his side.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And we are seeing Gork get those stacks, that stack farming, so he's going to be enabled quite a bit more than we are seeing.
Are we seeing anything
Luna.
really prepped up here for Nico Baby?
No, nothing.
And I mean, we'll actually have a smoke from Team Bold because they feel that the expectation is there.
The stacks.
There's stacks, but there just isn't.
Oh, but they might find Wee.
They do.
His win run's down.
Oh, it's a good shackle. But the blast, I mean, Ixon dominating. Stamana's going to step into the river to pick up the illusion rune. And it's got the snowball. Get up to the high ground again. Symmetrical in position to stop Team Bold chasing for him. As we are going down. And with that, Team Bold will have the space to step up into the triangle, check out the situation.
And there was, Weeha's actually the one who now stacked 2 of the camps, setting it up for the Luna, but now it's scouted. We see Pablo walks over, picks up Arcane Boots. They're aware of the stacks now. And now, Rajix can make his way more mid because Ravage is still on cooldown. Now they can start that push.
Oh, TP's coming in from Alliance.
They can't lose this mid tower.
Yeah, Symmetrical just going to plant himself here. Stop any sort of push for now from Team Bold.
It's huge moves, though. Like, look at the Medusa pulling ahead by a significant chunk over the Luna. The Wind Ranger now dying, too. Slows down her momentum of that Maelstrom pickup. But Excalibur is quite poor, too, himself, since he has recovered off of some stacks, but a bit of a slower start. But all good signs when you have a Medusa versus these dual range cores having this type of a start, and your DK is also almost matched with the Luna's farm as well. Team Bald in a very good position these first 12 minutes. It's going to be such an early blink on Rajix.
Yeah, long before that, we're going to see from Symmetrical. A bit more time in this. You know, of course, he did get the hood first.
Probably necessary. He's been to so much magical burst, and as we mentioned, there is the break that can be coming out from Pablo, so he's probably just scared that he could just die. Long zip.
Oh, a very big zip there from Excalibur.
Ravage is back up. Look at all of Alliance trying to protect this triangle.
They need to. They can't allow this to be taken away from Nico Baby.
He's gone the full greed build, Mask of Madness, just trying to catch up and farm.
And with that hold, they will be able to make sure that he can clean up this stack of Ancients. No further interruption from Team Bold.
And they're smoked up. Looking for something here. The Tusk and the Wind Ranger can kill most targets that they find. The Medusa, even a possibility if they catch her too far up.
Gorg is on his own, but he is by the tower. He's going to start stepping up this. Could be a dangerous spot for him. He's trying to get the ult off, but the shackle's there. The stick charge, enough mana. As he does die, he's gone. See what they can find in return. They'll get WEU. They get the trade. But Alliance, they get that big kill. Slowing down Gorg, that's the most important thing they can go for right now. Bottom lane, though, Nico Baby's in trouble. Team Bold, they'll make the same move onto Alliance's carry when they see Gorg getting gone on top.
And Excalibur still has mana to work with. He should be able to just zip himself out of here.
It's got to be a little careful because Ravage is available for Symmetrical. Symmetrical sort of baiting it out. He knows that Excalibur will be able to react with the zip.
But a big move, Team Bald. They make the heads up move. Even though they react top, they get the kill and they get the kill bottom. Continue to make these really neat moves with the Coddle. You know, he's really active as this Keeper of the Light. 4-0 and 4. 8 of the 10 kills that he's been involved in. And almost actually saves the Medusa.
I mean, it was so close. Yeah, Gorg nearly lived.
The stick plus the chakra into the Stone Gaze. If he gets Stone Gaze off pre-shackle, he 100% survives.
Yeah, he nearly did. We saw him trying to cast it, but... Oh, bottom.
Pablo's just being annoying.
Yeah.
Look at this. Every time Nico Baby shows, I feel like he's shoving spells at him. And Excalibur, even though he had to use his whole mana pool down bottom, he's got a Coddle. So back up to full, he can keep his presence on the map. And the Maelstrom still getting slowed down for Weehaw too, the important thing. He had to go, he went for the treads now, just to be a bit tankier. Does work pretty well still for Wind Ranger, but yeah, his Maelstrom continues to get slowed down, so his damage is starting to get a lot weaker. And Aramis, something to point out, you know, they did mention that he's quite greedy on this Weaver. He has a Diffusal almost finished up. So he's looking to be like this secondary core that can play versus Medusa. Pretty interesting.
No, there's definitely always the temptation to pick Diffusal up on your supports when you're against the Medusa. Bottom, they've had enough of Pablo. They want to get rid of him, but he's got backup. Radix is able to come up with the Dragon Tail. Oh, nice near ult there to backfire himself over the shards. Pablo's, he's going to be able to continue to run away in the trees. Ooh, Radix. Ooh, that bushwhack again, making sure. Okay, I guess he did have punch on cooldown, but nice heads up play from Pablo just in case it wasn't, it was going to be a potential cancel of the TP out.
I wonder if this Weaver it's going to pay off for him. He's getting jumped up top. He will survive. And
good shackle. Have they got the damage? No.
But it's I'm wondering if this Weaver thing's going to pay off because he's also maxing Geminate. So he's a support who's not playing support really.
So this is pretty greedy when it comes to greediness.
Unbelievably, yeah. Not having like a medallion or a soul, like anything to buff up your carry. He's just going for his own play.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll see if it pays off.
I mean, you're right, because especially in sort of a lineup that Alliance have where you expect them to go for a certain timing, those sort of items like the medallion can make all the difference to just making Nico Baby as strong as possible when he needs to be.
I mean, it's a pretty different approach.
Okay.
It could end up being huge. It could end up hurting them a lot. I mean, we'll see which one it does. Because the Diffusal is very valuable here versus DK and versus Medusa. But yeah, I mean, maxing Geminate it's so greedy, right? Rather than having your max Swarm for your team fights.
I mean, I guess Swarm got nerfed, right?
Yeah, but the early levels got nerfed. The later levels is where it's back to the exact same form, right? Because you get those extra hits when you get to the third level.
There we go, blink on Symmetrical. Time to do something big with that, I think, for Alliance, right? Yeah. They want to come in with a big hit, get Nico Baby involved.
It's still tough for Nico Baby to get involved till he has BKB. As we mentioned, an overwhelming amount of magic damage still on Team Bald. He's getting close to it, though. If he does the disassemble, he's only about 400 gold away from having
Let's see what they try and do. Yeah, they're going to smoke up without him. Or at least smoke towards him. It is Excalibur down here.
Does he get caught?
He's a tricky one to catch.
He's being careful.
He's already gone. Not likely to find anything big then with this smoke, unfortunately, for Alliance. Team Bald is continuing to be just a step ahead of these movements.
Tidehunter doesn't have a neutral item. Did he send one back or something?
We might have one coming out right now, right? He's got the courier.
No, it's just the clarity. He's just not holding on to one. The Weaver's holding the chip vest. All right. Mid lane, Radix. With his Blink Dagger too, and it's 15 minutes. So got Fireball.
Oh, there's the Ravage.
Okay.
It's the 3-man Ravage. They come in with the Snowball straight over towards Excalibur. Punch up as well. Excalibur gets taken down. They get the Storm. They'll look to go for more here with the lockdown over towards Radix. They focus him down with a Focus Fire. Radix will try and turn and stand his ground, but the damage has been done. 2 kills for Alliance. Make that 3. As they dive in and take down Ixon as well beyond the tower. That's exactly what they needed with that first Ravage reveal with the Blink from Symmetrical.
Huge hit, connecting the chain stun perfectly onto the Storm, and just having that overwhelming damage. That was a really nice jump. And they get into the Ancient area, take some farm away. And he didn't have to use BKB on Luna, too. He had the item, but he didn't actually have to use it because of the way that fight went. And Weaver, Aramis lived literally with, like, I think, I don't know, 50 HP, 30 HP or something.
That was close, yeah, nearly didn't get the time-lapse off.
All going well for Alliance there after this. A big hit. They needed that, too.
they've got to keep that sort of consistency up every time with Ravage.
Yep.
And then their lineup's going to be able to hit the time and get these objectives that they were drafting for.
It's important though when like the Dragon Form was used to push tower and then Ravage was used during Dragon Form, so now it's hard for Team Ball to take an opportunity out of Ravage being on cooldown since Dragon Form is, so yeah, really big hit.
Let's see if they can burst.
With the break, is it enough?
It's going to be close. Oh, with Radix, it definitely is. They're bringing a third member, Radix, in to finish off.
Okay, and they're going to try to push here without that Dragon Form.
See what Alliance want to try and do. I mean, Pablo's already starting the fight. He's in on the front line. See if Nico, baby, turn up with the BKB in the clips. Great shackle.
Big one.
Onto the two of them. But Gorg, he's able to get the Stone Gaze off, back off. Radix won't be as fortunate. He gets left behind. Alliance, they'll take out another.
They've really tried to push forward because Ravage is on cooldown, but it's a nice Eclipse, and it's also with an Arcane Rune on Nico, baby. So that BKB is going to be up a lot faster. Same thing with Eclipse, too.
Oh, look towards Roche, maybe. I mean,
maybe.
They're thinking of it. They're going to have, as you said, tied up Symmetrical with Ravage in 30.
And their lineup does kill the Roche incredibly fast. Orchid is done now for Excalibur, so it did take him a little bit of time to finish it. Bit underfarmed on the Storm. He's getting picked on quite heavily from the side of Alliance.
Who's sort of the key target most of the time in the fights for him and his Orchid, do you think?
It all depends on how the fights are going to happen. Like in some situations, just like silencing Ravage, right? Silencing the Tidehunter can be huge.
Yeah.
If he's just getting individual pickups on side lanes, the Weaver, it all depends on, you know, when the situation is.
Excalibur not taking any chances here.
It is a weaker item overall on Ind Heroes, since you don't get that 20 intelligence.
Whiteson.
Oh, he's caught here.
He's looking pretty dead, trapped by the shards. Alliance starting to get away with just rotating through the jungle of Team Ball, taking the kills as they want. As you can see on the farm though, Gorg keeping himself out of danger and keeping his farm level with that of Nico, baby, still.
And he is waiting for that big timing, as we mentioned. You know, it really is about that Scotty timing for Dusa lineups when you're playing versus these range cores. So Alliance, they're keeping themselves now up ahead in a decent manner, but it's going to be about that big timing when it does come out.
And
I mean, the BKBs, right? Weeha's going to have his soon too, so it's going to be hard for Team Ball to really like control any of these heroes. A lot of their damage is magical early on.
And I imagine for Nico, baby, we'll also see the Skadi come out for him eventually. He is going to go for the full S and Y first after the BKB. So if it does come out, it is going to be a lot later of a time than Gorg's.
Yeah, he also still could just go for something like Butterfly since he has the Mask of Madness, so he could still go for that just to counteract the straight physical damage.
Looking for Gorg. Oh, they get the jump.
He got Stone
They
Gaze.
did get the Stone Gaze off in time. TPs are coming in. That immediate reaction with the ultimate major save Gorg here. Backups turning up. Zip across the pushback out onto the two of them. They take down Aramis. They've broken the tide. We are nearly dying. In fact, he does. We are goes down. They're losing 4 heroes here, Alliance. As Aramis and Nico, baby, they're still trying to find Gorg.
He's still
alive. With the BKB. They've burnt his mana, but the BKB for Nico, baby, is going to come to an end, and as soon as it does, Radix is ready with a Dragon Tail. Nico, baby, goes down. Jump forward from Radix. He's over towards Aramis. He's Shakuchi away, but he's burning, and he's burning out. As Alliance, everybody is dead. And Gorg survives, level 20 now.
That was all the reaction from Gorg, really. He definitely deserves some tips.
That reaction time there.
Look at the damage. He's able to just stand his ground and hit, and that's everything from Alliance use. Now they can just walk into Roche.
Look at this again.
Look at this reaction.
Instantly.
As soon as he saw any hero.
What is it that he sees first?
I think he just saw the Weaver for like a hot second. Yeah. He's like, oh, they're making a move on me. Yeah, beautifully done. Nice bushwhack as well to follow up, and Weeha just dies to the split shot. I don't think he realized how quick he burnt down to it. That plus the fireball.
Of course, that was with the buyback as well from Aramis. You know, buyback time that was to try and help out the team. He ends up still going down. Alliance, they're trying to push Team Bold away from the Roshan. But without Nico, baby, and Aramis, it's hard, very, very hard. 3 versus 5. They'll try with the power shot to steal the kill. It's not going to happen. Team Bold get the kill. They get the Aegis into the hands of Gorg.
And all that is before the Scotty timing on the Medusa. So I think that's absolutely massive. Even taking the 20 talent too, I'm a big fan of the Stone Gaze one. I know a lot of people like the Mystic Stake one, but you can get double stoned. So I think that's always something that's really cool inside of fights. If you're not paying attention, you face him twice, it hurts. So it does have a little bit of a better win rate too, as we see there, but yeah, he's very close to Scotty, and that's going to make it much harder. They couldn't even bring him down the last time if he gets Stone Gaze. All right. Yeah, that was great. That was really cool. And definitely seeing the power of Fireball, right? You see how much DPS it does in that fight, too. Just the linger effect, too. That's what ended up killing off the Wind Ranger and the Weaver at the end of it all.
Yeah. Rajix, again, coming in with the big hits, the cleanup. BKB's now done for WEU. So he'll have a bit of an easier time weaving in and out of the fights.
At least versus the spells, but he died just almost solely to right clicks in that last one. Just the split shot from the Medusa. An Arcane Rune on Excalibur too, so has some potential in this next fight to kind of go crazy.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Smoke from Team Bold. They're ready to hold this position between Alliance and Gorg.
Whoop. It breaks. Aramis in good position. And they also get the blink away from the Tide, but the jump.
Oh, they do. They get in with the silence on Aramis. The Ravage comes out, and the snowball will save Aramis. Allows him to time that. They turn onto Excalibur. They blow him up. Excalibur goes down. Nico Baby moves over with the Eclipse. He's on top of Ixit. 3 kills straight up there for Alliance.
Looked a little weird at first, too, because they weren't all in position there, but a huge snowball save from Aramis. Or, sorry, from Stominen. Saving up Aramis. And back the other way.
Let's see what Alliance can do with this. They've got space to push in themselves.
And he will queue up the Scotty. I was wondering if maybe he wants the Butterfly just for the 1v1, but just too valuable versus ranged cores. He's also versus a Storm and a Deuce and a DK, so it does make sense. But Ravage on cooldown. Let's see if Team Bald can catch anything off the back foot of that.
I accept this offering.
Still got a good amount of time left with the Aegis on Gorg's hands. Just contemplating Chrysalis, but yeah, you're going for the MKB instead, and
yeah,
it's definitely going to be needed. Yeah. As you say, you know, he doesn't know necessarily which way Nico Baby's going as well, so the chance of both cores having that evasion.
Yeah, going versus Wind Ranger is just natural, and that's probably why we see the Luna not wanting to go for that Butterfly himself. Herself, sorry.
There's the push, top lane.
Oop, forcing BKB. All right. It's always nice to do when you're playing a Storm Spirit when you're this far behind. But Excalibur definitely, and speaking of him, he does need to start to catch back up. He's 3,000 behind his counterparts, really getting focused this game.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Tier 2 down.
So BKB finished up for Rajix now. He's going to be a lot harder to bring down. He can act as that shield to protect his cores. And how's our Weaver doing? Aramis. Aramis almost has his BKB. Like we said, the secondary core, even taking the mana break talent too. He's going to burn a lot off of that Dusa if he's able to connect hits. So it's a really cool approach that he's going for. Very greedy, but if it pays off, who cares?
Radiant are scanning.
We'll see Team Bold start to make their way down bottom. Alliance have pushed up pretty far.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
And Gorg cleans up yet another tower.
They're just trying to play away from the Medusa on the side of Alliance. They don't want to take fights into her. Almost MKB done. Aegis reclaimed at 45.
Illusion.
All lanes really being shoved in quite hard from Team Bald right now too.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Excalibur, he seizes the opportunity. He's going to try and go straight for this, but he has been caught by the shackle. He's dead. He'll die for that. Gorg comes in with the Stone Gaze. Rajix is in with the stun over to Weehaw. Weehaw's out with the BKB. Ravage comes out for Symmetrical. Have they got the damage to deal with Gorg? They'll look towards the squishy kills first. Take down Pablo. Gorg trying to stand up Rajix, and indeed Excalibur straight back in with the action on towards Aramis. Aramis, he's able to get the time lapse of the BKB off though. Excalibur's got to be careful. He's out of mana, zips in range of Nico Baby. Nico Baby takes him down. The fire's laid out. Gorg is trying to clean up, but Gorg is on his own.
It gets reclaimed. Oh man.
That's what Alliance needed. And Aramis, I mean, he's becoming the carry. Triple kill for Aramis.
And look at Excalibur's net worth now too. Having
that
the
was a painful buyback. I mean, they went all in on it there to try and protect Gorg and his Aegis, but Alliance, they had the timing down to a T.
Oh, that's a painful one for Team Bald. Even though they have this Aegis, it's perfectly timed from Alliance the way they take that fight. And honestly, this Weaver build's paying off.
It's
he did a lot.
working, dude. He's 8-3 and 9. Aramis is having a great time.
He did a lot in that fight. Just the hitting of, like, he does so much damage with this build. And we definitely saw that mana burn coming into play for Excalibur. Like 2-3 hits on the Storm and he's completely
Aggressive moves from Excalibur. Tries to save it there with the buyback, but Alliance had already managed to take down too much to take away. Too many heroes from Team Ball. Back in action over in the trees. Pablo also going to get caught out here by Weeha. So Alliance now starting to bump themselves ahead. 5k lead.
Yeah, 2 diebacks now there. I mean, I just can't believe how poor Excalibur is. Well, I mean, I can because of the buyback and the dieback right there, but all the attention's really been on him. Alliance always able to get the jump on him, but that was him starting the fight.
He went
pretty
in
aggressively, so bit painful. Yeah, look at that.
Buyback's going to hurt. It's a lot of pressure on the Deucer, on Gorg to carry this.
And he is playing versus what feels like kind of a Tricore at this point, right? With the way that Aramis is itemized.
Yep.
The Luna, the Wind Ranger, and that Weaver.
He's going to have a lot of heroes on him.
It's, you know, it's really, I like when you see different, like, people aren't just like cookie cuttering, just following whatever, you know, just like the shoulder crest agonyms that we see most of the time on the Weaver. He wanted to go for his own concept, and it's definitely paying off. I really saw him just, what, like 2-3 hits on this Storm Spirit, and it's like more than a quarter of his mana gone. So really impressive. And a Satanic now finished. Instead of that Scotty, he just wants a bit more sustain, as it feels like they just have enough damage anyway in the fight.
Alliance. See what they can find here. They're going to look towards Ixon. Ixon's out with the Force, but they'll chase him out with the Snowball. Ixon's gone. They've also lost Ragic's hit as Team Bold's having a run. Alliance catches Team Bold good again here with 2 kills. And they're going straight for Excalibur. Excalibur, big zip and a TP will save him.
He's not able to get any space to farm at all. Every time he shows somewhere on the map to get that space, he is getting chased from Alliance. Hey, look how far behind, like bottom 4. Aramis is just going small crit into Lincoln's now too. Literally playing the carry.
Ever seen someone bleed out in a net? No? Let's get started.
I'll see where Gorg looks towards next after the MKB.
And Ravage is back up, so it's like they can't take the head-on fight into Alliance whatsoever now. Excalibur needs a huge kill somehow to get him back in, or it's really just going to be, it's Gorg versus the world, which is already what it's starting to feel like a lot.
And Alliance, how strong Nico Baby's Luna is. If they win these fights close to the base, they'll take down the high ground of Team Bold very quickly. And they've got a heavy push.
Trying to catch something here. They have that one ward that was spotting Alliance a bit split up.
They're trying to bait with Gorg in the mid.
They see Weeha bottom too. They see him around the triangle, so maybe they're trying to catch something in the enemy jungle area, or go to the Wind Ranger. Looks like it's going to be the attempt to go for Weeha. Spider legs. Weeha knows something's up.
Yeah, they're playing away from this Alliance.
Yeah, he runs directly to his team. He's just like, wait a minute. And now he's got a full Lincoln's too, so the Wind Ranger, that hard stun of the DK is going to be addressed. He's going to be able to protect himself nicely.
Yeah, he's slippery.
Yep. Really starting to hurt too, with that talent picked up at 20.
Illusion.
Almost 25 on Gorg. Another huge spike for him will come into play with that split shot modifier. But like we said, it really feels like it's just him. He's the only one who's really able to stand inside of these fights if the Storm is just too poor. Still no BKB on Excalibur.
Weeha's always got the lockdown onto Gorg. They've got to keep Gorg safe. It's Gorg, pops the Stone Gaze. He'll consider fighting back. I mean, they're going to get Shamanon.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay.
See if they want to try and hit back for more here, Team Bold.
Ooh, he got a good pickup too. He got the Paladin Sword as soon as he hits 25. So he could swap that.
They're going to try and go for the Tide. They get the setup. They're in with the break hit. Nico Baby's going to pop the Eclipse. Ravage out of the 3 of them. Gorg's going to be protected by the Lower Storm. Nico Baby trying to come in with the BKB. See if Gorg can deal with this amount of focus and damage. He's been caught by the Shackle, catching the 2 of them. Gorg and Excalibur. Gorg, he's out of mana. Gorg, he's going to get taken out of the game. Dead for 100. Alliance, they're cleaning up. They turn towards Ike's and another kill for Aramis. 3 down on Team Bold, no buybacks.
And like you said with the Luna, they can definitely look to push toward that high ground.
Tower is under attack.
And yeah, Excalibur, I don't think he's even going to get the BKB finished at this point in the game. I mean, he'll probably get it now that they're going to be going for the Roche, but it's so late. And I'm really just watching Aramis, like this Weaver. He's
popping off 9-3 and 13.
Like sure, the majority of the damage is of course going to be coming from Luna, but a lot of this mana burn it's adding up.
Alliance, 33 minutes in, 12k up, exactly where they want to be with this sort of draft. They've got that lead, they've got that edge, they've got a lot of money still on Nico, baby. He can get that Scardy picked up very shortly.
Yep, he's got the full thing if he'd like to pick it up, which I would imagine he should because he's got that Aegis advantage. Yeah, Excalibur's game is just impossible, really. Even with BKB, sure, he's going to be more survivable, but his damage is just non-existent, really.
Well, let's see how Alliance go about trying to close this up now with the lead that they have.
Looking at catching the tree lines. They see Pablo.
Very quick reactions there from Pablo. Still gets caught by the shackle. Sentry's down. They'll find him. It's the tier 2 taken. Alliance getting closer and closer to the base.
Ooh, and he's even taken all the Lucent talents too. So the mini stuns that are going to be coming out from Eclipse into a non-BKB storm. Nah, he's got it done now, but still going to cause problems. Medusa actually can't do much versus that either. You're just like standing there getting blasted by this Eclipse, just chain stun too. He's going to go for his own BKB as well.
Yeah. Definitely necessary. I should say that this sort of Ravage and Eclipse have been causing a lot of problems. And these sort of stray shackles, we have been getting some good ones in the fights.
I was about to say the same thing. Yeah, it was perfectly lined up, really.
Yep. Mid. Stamanen, he's going to start things off. They will react straight away. Stamanen goes down. He also gets the Stone Gaze, but he still has the Aegis and the BKB. We are going in with the BKB again. His angle on the shackles. He's caught Gorg. He's caught Ixen as Gorg and Ixen go down. With the jump forward to the high ground, Symmetrical wants to keep this fight going. Another shackle from We Are, catching the 2 cores. Excalibur out of the game. Radix as well. None of these cores with buyback available. He wants to try and go for more by the tier 4s.
Look at that smile.
He's having a good time here on his Wind Ranger.
Yeah, and Exterminate's like forcing these engagements, forcing them to use all these spells on him, and it's pretty huge because they just get caught out right afterwards because of it.
Let's see what the supports of Team Bold can do to try and hold. He's going in, he's got another shackle.
And that's why, there's a reason why they picked this. Even though a lot of people really hate this Wind Ranger, WEU tends to make it work a lot of the times, and this time it's been an excellent showing on tier 4.
They're going to look to close it. There's no buybacks available on Team Bold. Alliance looking to seal this series, seal this game 3. And only Ixen left to try and do his best to stop this, but there's only so much a Keeper of the Light can do solo against the heavy push of Alliance. GG is called. Alliance will take this game 3. And with that, the series, of course, it's theirs. 2-1.